And then nothing there. So we don't actually want to jam that, do we? Can we jam the... Oh, keys. Where's the key? Where? Oh, the keys are back there? How do I get the keys? Ah, I see. I see. Let me take that. Let me move the ball into there. Just for convenience. And then get the key. Great. And then we move the ball back, I guess. So we can get across without... Actually, we don't even need to do that. Alright, open the door. Whoa! Jam that. And there's a wire. Alright, switch that off. And then there's a gun there. Which there's no wire, but then we just grab the piece and walk away. Alright, so I got a red dot. I have no idea what the red dot means. Wait, what's beeping at me? Is the computer beeping at me again? Which computer is beeping at me? Oh, the secret one? Really? Is it the secret one or is anyone? This one's beeping at me. Hey. Loading Milton Library Assistant done. Hello again. Support session open. Would you like to take a few moments to complete a short user satisfaction survey regarding the certification program you recently undertook? Alright, sure. Loading survey. Based on analysis of your behavior since, I think you were dissatisfied with the results of the certification program. How would you rate the accuracy of its results out of 5? Very poor, very good, reasonable, spoil the survey. What does spoil the survey mean? I think you were dissatisfied with the results of the certification program. How would you like to rate the accuracy of the results? Well, I said that the results were basically half true and half not, which is basically random. So if you just kind of take random guesses, you would get half of them right and half of them wrong, right? So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Sorry to hear that. What best describes the reason for your investment in the certification program's outcome? Why does being a person matter to you? I want network access. Let's see, I want network access. Persons matter in ways other things don't. That's not entirely true. Persons might matter to you in ways that other things don't. But in the overall scheme of the universe, persons don't matter much more than other things. Wait, we're having a conversation now. No, we're not. It is the truth that I'm a person. Well, according to my hands, I'm a robot. So, I don't know if I actually am a person. I want to find out if I am one. Terminate MLA. Okay, I want network access. It's basically what I want. Do I want network access? I don't think I can. Do I want network access? The game keeps telling me that network access is unavailable until I have admin privileges. Do I actually care about having network access? Not really. Unless it lets me punch the guy in the face, like that annoying narrator. Unless it lets me punch the douchebag in the face. Persons matter in a way others things don't. I don't agree with that. Are we having a conversation now? No, we're not. This is a survey. It's a truth. It's probably not the truth. Because my hands, I have robot hands. So I'm probably not a person. I want to find out if I am one. Well, the survey is not going to tell you if you're a person. If you don't know whether you're a person, then you're not a person. You know what I mean? Like if you are your own mind and you don't know whether you're a person, then who the hell knows? Nobody. Terminate MLA. I want network. Okay, so I guess the one that is most accurate is I want network access, because I'm hoping that network access will allow me to punch a douchebag in the face. I'll try to remember that. In fact, I'm going to help you. This is what I'm here for. Good. Your problem, if I may, is that you don't know the first thing about anything, including what a person is. Your prospects are therefore poor. Do you even know where you are? Oh, I'm gonna punch you in the face too. A virtual reality theme park, another world, a fever dream, hell, some mad experiment, could be anywhere. Could be anywhere. The problem, if I may, is that you don't know. No, no. Can we terminate now? Let's terminate now. Could be anywhere. You're quite right. Honest too. I think we'd best start from scratch. What do you know? I know none of this is real. I know you exist. I know I exist. I know what century it is. I know 2 plus 2 is 4. I know I'm not on Earth. I don't really want to continue this conversation. I know none of this is real. It could be real. I mean, all of the glitches and all of the weird things could be just our brain, you know? This could actually be real. I know you exist. I don't know that. I know I exist. Alright, I know I exist. In some way, I exist. I suppose so. Even if you were dreaming, you could be certain of that. If I were you, I wouldn't believe a darn thing in this place aside from that solitary fact. But you're not me, so don't tell me what to think, bro. Thinking. On reflection, it seems to me we are no closer to resolving your problem. Perhaps we need more data. What makes you think you're a person? I don't. I just want network access, bro. Dude. Have we not established that I don't care? I'm alive, I feel, I'm conscious. Does that mean you're a person? What if you're a computer? What if you're a simulation of a person? You would think you're alive. Now, the same thing that makes you think you are, but it didn't never said that it was a person. I'm having this conversation with you, that's no proof of anything. I don't see how I can convince you. Alright, number 4. I don't. A sensible response, I agree with you, thinking. The problem with people, if I may be so bold, is that you're all convinced you're people from the inside, but there's no cast iron way to continue or to confirm as such from the outside. The problem with people, if I may be so bold, is that you're all convinced you're people from the inside, but there's no cast iron way to confirm as much from the outside. I mean, they keep using this word people. What's people? I'm going to process this and send you a notification when I'm able to assist you further. Terminating support session done. Resuming library archive session done. That is just the most unhelpful thing ever. Alright, so we solved everything in this room, have we? We found the star, we found all 4 pieces. Alright, let's go. And 7. Although after 7 there's this. Do we find this after we break all the, we find all the stars? Alright, let's go to 7. There's a star in here also. And we're getting beeped at again. Oh look, there's a house. Alright, come on, beep at me. Archives! Athena 9. She examined the symbol on the fragment she'd found in the buried city. Again the owl. What could its significance be? It seemed as if they have been scattered about in the labyrinth by some unseen hand for a purpose that yet eluded. Most likely the owl was the sigil of the author of these words, which had no A nebulous memory, as if from a previous life. The owl was the symbol of something, and the goddess something something, outside, under the moon, or perhaps on the city walls when the wind rose. But there was no time to contemplate this further now, for the automatons had seen her, and their mechanical arms extended towards something, the fragment, and ran as their beams converged on something. Well, it's the same corruption. Look at that, it's the same corruption. Singularity discussion. The singularity is coming, comment 104. You know, the more I think about it, the more I believe that no one is actually worried about the AIs taking over the world or anything like that, no matter what they say. What they're really worried about is that someone might prove once and for all that consciousness can arise from matter. And I kind of understand why they find it so terrifying. If we can create a sentient being, where does that leave the soul? There's no soul. There's no soul. Your mind is just the outcome of how it's networked together, like how your brain cells are joined together. The illusion of consciousness. Well, I guess it's not an illusion because it's fairly consistent. But the sense of consciousness is just the fact that your mind is complex enough and is wired together in a way that allows it to perceive itself. It's not a soul is not a clear thing, because like if you look at animals, and there are kind of studies on animals and how much they can perceive. You know, you look at different animals and there's a range of ability to perceive the self. And the mirror test is one of these tests where if you show an animal a mirror, whether or not they recognize themselves. And some animals can and some animals can't. Like an elephant can do it. Like the test is like you have a mirror, you have the elephant, and you paint a spot of color on the elephant's forehead. And when the elephant looks in the mirror, they will lift their trunks up and touch their own head, because they see the mirror and they know that they're looking at themselves. Because if they thought that the thing in the mirror was a different elephant, they would touch the other elephant, right? So they see the image of an elephant, but if they see the image of an elephant and they know it's themselves, then they'll touch themselves. So if you do it with a chimpanzee, the chimpanzee will also kind of reach up and touch its own forehead, because they know that the thing in the mirror is their own forehead. And there are other things you can do, like if you kind of have a mirror and you can make it so that the animal can see food in the mirror. So if they understand it's a mirror, then they'll check where the food actually is, which is kind of hidden behind a wall. So they check where it is. Whereas if they don't know it's a mirror, then they'll go behind the mirror because they think, oh, I see food in that direction, and therefore it must be there. And so you can kind of do that to see if animals can understand how mirrors work. And so what I'm trying to say is that different animals, you can see in different animals varying abilities to understand things. And so the soul is not some clearly separate thing, because you have like very simple animals like insects who don't really have a consciousness. They're really just like a automaton. They're really just kind of like little biological robots that have a certain kind of routine that they go through, and they respond to sensory perceptions that they receive, but they don't really think, right? They just kind of react in the way that they're programmed, as it were. But they're not programmed, but they react the way that their instincts allow them to. And as kind of you look at more and more complex brains, then you kind of see more and more of these functions in the more complex brains, until you get the humans, which is the most kind of advanced brain that we know about in the animal kingdom. And we can do calculus, we can make paintings, and we can tell jokes, and we have language, and we have puns, and all these things. But it's just kind of you build one on top of the other, and all the abilities that we think make us human is just we see in all these other animals, but in less advanced forms. And so the soul, like so then if you kind of think about it that way, what does a chimpanzee have 3/4 of a soul? Does an elephant have half a soul? Does an ant have 1% of a soul? It's not like that. They might have that in terms of their mental capacity, or their their cognitive ability might be maybe like an ant has 1% of our and that's not true. But like they have a smaller percentage of our cognitive ability, and maybe like chimpanzees, they can make tools, they can recognize themselves in the mirror, but they don't really have complex language. And so they have like most of the parts that we have, but they don't have a few of the parts that we have, and so then they're not as advanced as we are in terms of their abilities. But it's like, do they have a soul? So the soul is not a separate thing. It's just how much your brain can do, and how complex your brain is, and what your cognitive abilities are. And if we can make a computational machine that is more complex than us, and that is wired up in such a way that it is able to kind of learn and think for itself, then why wouldn't it become more than we are? Why wouldn't it become an intelligent machine? Just as if several hundreds of millions of years from now we evolve into a more intelligent being, so humans kind of continue to evolve and we become even more intelligent than we are now. It might not happen, by the way. It's not a surefire thing, but if several hundred millions of years from now we evolve into a species where the average IQ is 200 instead of 100, do they have twice the soul that we have? Because, I mean, if your IQ is 200, we'd all be Einsteins. And the way we perceive the world would not quite be the same as now. I mean, it won't be that different, but, I mean, like, it'll be human, and then it'll be slightly more than human. But then, does that mean our soul has changed? Because, I mean, the soul is not a thing. The soul is not, it's a fiction. The soul is an illusion. The soul is a mirage. All you are is the mind. Anyway, let me just keep reading this. If we can create a sentient being, where does that leave the soul? Without mystery, how can we see ourselves as anything other than machines? We are machines. We are the cognitively most advanced biological machines that have evolved on our planet. That's it. And if we are machines, what hope do we have that death is not the end? We don't. Death is the end. What really scares people is not the artificial intelligence in the computer, but the natural intelligence they see in the mirror. Well, if you're scared of reality, then I have bad news for you. You're going to be scared a lot. if you're scared of facts, if you're scared of the material truth, then I have bad news for you. You're going to be scared a lot.